Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. It is a Friday evening. It is 7 p.m. Central European time, thereabouts at least. And we are going to be casting for you today the finals of the Top Dog EU tournament. Casting with me is the Mishking, who just took off. So for the moment, it is just yours truly. I'm Ryder. Hi everybody, how's everybody doing? Are you sitting well? Do you have your refreshments? Do you have DreamHack open on the other screen? You totally should. But I don't have another screen, Ryder. Well, you should get one. And in the meantime, just open it in another tab. Because it's important and to keep up with that stuff. Not to mention, it's freaking awesome! So many good players. We've got a wonderful lineup tonight as well. We have Love Your Girlfriend versus Darkstar. Both of these teams have been doing very, very well in the team like so far. And today we will get to see them clash. Now, if you check out the standings on ThunderDogEsports.com, you may have noticed that they are actually 1 point apart. So that Team Darkstar has to win one more game to actually take the series. They could win it, but then not actually win the tournament. It would be a tie. And for this reason, specifically, the administrators have decided that if that happens, they will just play another game, and then the winner takes all. So tonight, we will get to see the winner of this series, whether it is, I think, 5 games or 6. The winner of this will go home with the illustrious prize of having won the Thunderdog Top Dog EU tournament. And that's pretty something. And they'll get the interviews, and they'll get stuff and attention and other things. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It is going to be excellent. So we're just right now we're sitting in the lobby, gonna wait for the games to begin. And I'm by myself because the Mishking had to get coffee, which is important, which I totally forgot. So I'm just gonna make it up for. Make up for the lack of coffee by having more hype, by having more energy. I'm just gonna go with Super Saiyan in this, but I'm already blonde, so it's going to be somewhat of a diminished Super Saiyan. It's kind of like Nappa going Super Saiyan. What happens? He only has a mustache. Does he just get blonde mustache hair that sticks upright? Maybe. We don't know, because he's dead. If you're not watching Dragon Ball Z, or have ever watched Dragon Ball Z, this is all complete, total, and utter nonsense to all of you, so none of it will matter. Alright, cool. We have the first game set up already. It is going to be Love Your Girlfriend Dynamite, Terran player, versus Darkstar's Avocado. Going to be a cool TVT matchup between these two players. Just waiting for the things to get started. Oh, I hear crackling. I hear popping and crackling. That must mean I'm joined by the Mishking. Is it so?
Yes, it is indeed so. How are you doing today, Ryder?
I am excellent. I am excited. We're going to have the finals. The finals. The entire tournament.
Man. Yes, it's for all the enchiladas, the bragging rights, the articles. And of course, even my cats would like to witness this game. I've got both of them in my room. They're trying to kill each other as they are also quite excited.
Yes, excellent. Now, maybe you may not have picked this up because the decision was made only a little bit ago. It was that, as you know, Darkstar is only 1 point behind Love Your Girlfriend, meaning that if they win the series by only 1 game, they will be tied for the finales, which is, you know, terrible if you want to wrap up a finales. So they've decided to, in that case, play a tiebreaker game.
All right.
So no matter how it goes, the winner of this series will be the winner of the Darkstar Top Dog EU tournament.
Oh, that's so sick, man. And speaking of sick, we've got the countdown timer going, Ryder.
We definitely have.
Yeah, man, I am super excited. First game going to be here on Belshire Vestige Ladder Edition. Terran versus Terran 2, man. just got a feeling that the sheet's about to get real.
Oh yes, and we will see how real this sheet will get
Yes,
after we
indeed.
play our awesome leader video. And then the loading screen stopped.
Exactly, man. But I gotta say, this sheet could have extra starch in it. Could be the starchiest sheet we've ever seen, ever, Ryder. But the question is it folded?
Yes. And is it starched?
Oh, and how starchy is it?
Yes. Has it been steamed and straightened? Or is it one of those woolly, fluffy ones that stick every which way?
I don't know about that, man. I kind of am one of those guys that does like fabric softener.
Ah, yes. Yes. I know what you mean. I have lost one of my bath towels to not having fabric softener. It turned into
Really?
a sheet of cardboard, and then I had to throw it away.
Oh. But you know, you could actually just use it to fend off guys. And this man, which always fends off his opponents, we've got Love Your Girlfriend's Dynamite.
And in the top left corner of Belchior Vestige, we have his opponent in the green trunks, also a Terran player from Team Darkstar. It is Avocado.
Avocado. Amazing player from Team Darkstar. Gotta say, man, Ryder, I'm having a difficult time to remain biased. But I'm gonna do my best here. And I have to drop or I'll lag the game. Good luck, have fun. So this time, Ryder, it wasn't me.
No, it was not.
Yes, I have kind of been making a name for myself as that guy, which lags. So
That's unfortunate. It's also not one of those things you can help a lot of the time, because if it's just your internet, it's like, just get a different internet. Well, that's a bit
yeah, I'm
difficult.
kind of screwed on that front. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm currently casting from Pakistan, as you Americans like to say, or Pakistan, as you guys, I can actually pronounce it, you can say, and Refinery first from Dynamite, so I think this is really interesting. Could even see a very fast Reaper, or even the possibility of a very, very super duper early Factory.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Banshee play, just judging by
Really?
that early... yeah, this is the very quickest way to get a Banshee up. Avocado deciding to go for a little bit more of a reasonably timed Refinery. Looks like it was 12 Refinery, so that will be the Reaper first from him. And we're going to see how this is going to play out.
You know, on a side note, I really hope that for Legacy of the Void, the StarCraft 2 team takes a little bit of advice from the Dota 2 team and have a separate server for spectators and commentators. That way, the thing is, in Dota 2, the players have their own server which they play on,
Yeah.
right? And the casters and everybody else have a separate server. This way, the players don't have to be affected by anybody else's lag other than the players themselves.
Oh yeah, that's actually very clever.
And there's also a 2-minute delay built in. So
Oh,
for
right.
guys like us, we don't even need to fiddle around with obs. And a man which always seems to be fiddling, we've got a Factory on the way from Dynamite.
Yeah, as predicted. Likely to follow that up with a starport. That's actually a very cool point that you mentioned, because right now we have the stream delay, meaning that everything we say, you guys see 3 minutes later. So if we want to participate in chat, that's a little bit difficult. SCV gets picked off. Avocado denying a lot of that vision. Of course, the ramp was blocked off, so you know he's not going to see much anyways.
Yes, indeed. Second Refinery is coming down from Dynamite. I'm really curious as to why he made this Marine, though. Maybe after seeing that Reaper, he got a bit scared, does not want to lose too many Marines to this. And where is that crucial tech lab, Ryder?
It's not down
Ooh.
yet. It's probably going to be put down as soon as he gets the gas.
Oh, he's going for drops.
And he's going for a Hellion.
Nice
Yeah.
macro.
Good call. It's going to be a Hellion drop, as you say. That's going to be very, very valuable against an opponent who doesn't actually have a lot of units out just yet. Avocado putting down 2 extra barracks to help remedy that. I think he identified the build as you did. He has the information. Now a tech lab going down on the Factory. May still be Banshees.
Yeah, this could be a mix between Banshee and Hellions, because why not? The question is, was that Banshee the Hellion actually cancelled?
No, it
I think
came
it
out.
actually-
It's right here. So scouting the
One
bases.
Hellion. This is very interesting, actually. You don't normally see this sort of deviation, just the one lone Hellion versus a slew of Marines.
No, that's definitely true, and it's a little bit interesting because Dynamite did mind game his opponent, I believe. I think Avocado's under the impression that because there was no tech lab, it would likely have been dropped. At the same, but he did delay his own Banshee and the Cloak, which he got a very, very early gas for. So I'm not sure that's going to be in his favor as much.
Yeah, especially now that I think Avocado smells a rat. Only seeing that one Hellion kind of tipped him off. He's already gotten his engineering bait down, and the question is, will he make turrets?
Yeah, that's the real question. Of course, he doesn't have a factory or a starport of his own. We do see a lot of players going for... Oh, yeah, missile turret's coming up. He knows the timings. He is not fooled. This is a little bit of an awkward spot for Dynamite, who, while having a supply lead, because he definitely has the bigger army and the 1-1 on already down, this early gas didn't really net him anything. So it's been more of a distraction for him than it's been an asset.
I'm actually curious when Dynamite will throw down his own command center. I mean, right now he's floating on a lot of minerals, but he's just invested so much, and right now only picking off one lone SCV. Tries to find a hole, will pick off a Marine as well. Gotta try and do as much with this Banshee as possible, Ryder.
Yeah, absolutely. This Banshee has to be worth the cost. Now, of course, with Cloak being a lot cheaper than it used to be, getting the Cloak wasn't that much of a deficit, but it's still a lot if we can actually get the kills off on the Banshee. Missile turret in the natural is going to stop that. Quick pull by Avocado there. A little bit of movement outside of Dynamite's natural, who is now expanded, and I believe that Avocado is aware of that. Yes, he is.
Yeah, this Banshee, man, it's, I wouldn't say it's paid for itself as of yet, but it's done a lot more than I personally expected it to do.
Yeah, definitely. It only got one worker killed, now he gets denied. Getting 4 Marine kills, which is still something. Second Banshee going to do a lot more damage.
Oh, has to be careful. The Marines are trying to, like, convene onto it, and does take quite a lot of pot shots. Nice positioning of the Marines on the low ground. Oh, the Banshee is trapped for the time being.
But only as long as that scan lasts, because now he can get back in there and do some damage. A lot of good micro coming out of Dynamite, who really knows how to handle these.
And in the front, Dynamite's moved out. He's got a lot of forces up in the front, and right now, I think the Banshees have done quite a bit of damage in terms of lowering that Marine count.
The bunker's empty, and Dynamite's forces get to run on in, and Avocado has to pull back everything. I think Avocado... Yeah, there's not a lot left. Oh, the natural is under siege is going to be lifted. The problem is Avocado got a really, really late factory, meaning that this push by Dynamite with 2 tanks is just so much more than Avocado really has the troops to deal with.
Yeah, and also the Banshees kept Avocado in the main base, kept all his Marines preoccupied, and just let him slip in, and now this contain setup by Dynamite, it could possibly kill Avocado out.
Oh yeah, it definitely could. Of course, Avocado does have a lot of Marines still. He does have the stim, and I don't believe his opponent does. He does not. So he does have a stronger standing Marine army, but those tanks can really make the difference. SCV's coming off the line, gets 1 tank for his trouble.
Oh. And the Banshee in the air, adding on a lot more DPS than normal, and those 2 tanks in the back. One of them isn't sieged, mind you, but I think Dynamite may have done enough, because behind us, he has even secured his own natural.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely setting him up for a very good second part of the game. Oh, Avocado's Marines running into the siege tank fire. Has to be careful about that. But with his own siege tank here, I think he can at least defend the main. But it's the economy where he's really going to get a tough spot. Gets the Banshee though, so this is no high ground vision for Dynamite.
Yeah, but right now Dynamite I don't think necessarily cares. He's just comfortable. Oh, he's pulling back. This is really, really strange, Ryder.
Yeah, he's pretty risky having his tanks that closely to the ramp if he doesn't actually have high ground vision on it. So he decides to pull back a little bit conservatively. Drop coming out from Avocado, going to do a little bit of counter pressure. Is going to bank on the fact that his opponent's army is mostly at his natural. Another Banshee coming in for Dynamite. It's a really awkward spot here for Avocado.
Yeah, and right now the Banshee is doing a great job thinning the forces of Avocado. He does bring a lot of SCVs to try and repair it, and the SCVs, look at them go, man. They've pretty much done their doctorate in repairing from Toyota.
That's a nice way to put it. Scan goes down, Marines run up, but then the siege tanks were on the high ground, and this is a really good position for Dynamite, who can just start pushing in off of another base, and I think this is going to have to be where Avocado goes for it. There come the SCVs off the line, going to attack head-on on siege tanks, of course, a lot stronger, and manages to clean up everything on the high ground. The siege tank on the low ground gets killed as well, and this is a good cleanup, but it's not over yet. He hasn't exactly won the game. He's just retaken his own natural.
Yeah, and this is really, really bad from Avocado because while he was doing this attack, in the natural of Dynamite, there wasn't that much damage done, as Dynamite did an excellent job of clearing up the forces of Heroes round to Rider. And the question is, how much more can Avocado do? What is going to be his Hail Mary play?
Yeah, he definitely has to play from behind, which is always a difficult spot to be in any matchup with any race, but in particular in the mirror matchups, because you don't really have a lot of assets that function in an asymmetrical fashion. You don't actually have a unit that you can get out for a relatively good investment that's going to do a lot of damage to what your opponent has, because they have the same stuff.
Exactly.
Of course, Siege Tanks is the closest you can get to that. Siege Tanks really good at defending these positions, and I think that's actually going to be Avocado's leash on life. But there's drops coming in, Mish.
Oh, snap, man. The Doom Drop going to be trying to lure some of the forces away from the front, and looks like Dynamite wants to go in for round dose.
Siege Tank gets to pick it off. Bit by bit. Prime.
Oh, the Mineral Lion is completely vulnerable. How much will Avocado pull back? He's pulling everything to the Actually, he's trying to bring the SCVs back to the protection of the Siege Tank. Meanwhile, Dynamite's forces in the front only now are starting to move in, but he knows he can't completely trade that well, as Avocado's Siege Line stands tall.
Yeah, at the most he can do a bit of a contain while he does this drop in the background. Very, very effective drop for Dynamite. Gets a lot of workers killed, gets the tank, and Avocado has to pull a lot of forces back to deal with this, and he'd much rather have that as the front to deny this position from Dynamite outside his natural.
Yeah, and now there are only just 3 tanks here stopping this force from barreling down the natural of Avocado, but it looks like Avocado finally has cleared up the drop, but guess what? Second Dune drop is incoming.
Yeah, 2 Medivacs this time around with a tank in it, and this is just Dynamite using a superior economic position to do all of that damage to Avocado, who doesn't quite have the same amount to help defend that. Oh, good engagement here for Dynamite. Siege Tank lives for most of that. For some reason, Avocado actually getting a pretty decent trade though.
Yeah, but meanwhile, the natural Avocado, he's got forces at the back of the Mineral Line, and now drops in the main again. This is just so very irritating from Avocado's point of view to deal with, and he GG's out. Behind that, I'd like to mention that Dynamite's macro was really, really good. I mean, he was getting up a 4th command center. Actually, a 3rd command center.
Yeah, definitely. A very good play from Love Your Girlfriend's Dynamite there. We're going to get out of this game and start getting into the next one as soon as that is prepared. Giving him the 1-0 up against Darkstar. Very hard game for Avocado to play out. Very, very uncomfortable. If you are behind as he was, and then your opponent has a good position and he starts dropping, it was just Dynamite picking away at every inch that he was given.
Yes, indeed, man. I mean, once he got an advantage in that game, man, he was like a coyote, man. The only way he could, like, just get his jaws out is, like, literally calling the fire department and just asking them to bring the jaws to life.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's that game. Very, very clear cut. And we're going to see who is going to be up next. I'm very curious about the matchup we're going to have. Is there anything you would like to see in particular, Mish?
Oh man, I would have preferred to see Avocado versus a Protoss. We all know why. It's 'cause, for anybody that doesn't know though, it's because he plays the craziest style of mech versus Protoss.
Yeah, which is something you want to see because he does it pretty well.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, yo. And what else I like to see? Just Prospect playing, man.
Hmm.
Prospect playing a straight up actually ZV anything,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, because he's really, really amazing to watch. And even Mr. Barcode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've casted a game of before. Who knows? Definitely knows what he needs to do.
Yeah, man.
It's actually kind
And
of
does quite
interesting.
well.
Darkstar's Prospect. That's not the same Prospect that's playing in DreamHack right now, is it?
Is there a Prospect playing at DreamHack?
I think there is.
It's like, I'm just gonna check it out, because it could actually be Prospect, because he is known in the circuit in Europe, and recently defeated Show in I think it was like a Swedish series. I'm not sure what was the name of the actual series, but it was pretty sick, and
Okay.
I think he lost to the guy which went on to win the entire tournament.
Oh, wow.
Not really sure. Yeah. Just checking that Wikipedia.
DreamHack Open, group stages. It's a Swedish Zerg player called Prospect.
Yes, that would be the same Prospect.
Wow.
So he's at DreamHack right now.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Was he in the open bracket?
No, it looks like he was in the same group as Violet, Tefl, and Raziers, who I do not know. But unfortunately, he was eliminated from that group.
Oh, okay. And this is DreamHack Winter, right?
This is oh no, wait. I'm looking at the summer. This is
Yeah, because like
last
in the summer he did. Yeah. Because I'm like looking at the winter one and I can't seem to find it.
For some reason, I have in my mind that I saw his name on one of the brackets during DreamHack, which is currently ongoing. If you want to watch that, then by all means open it in another tab or on another monitor. You can check us out doing the Love Your Girlfriend versus Darkstar for the Top Dog EU. It is the finals. We're going to go to a quick little break, and when we get back, we are going to cast the next game. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Chaos is just somehow saying the very familiar fact that everything's complicated.
Suddenly, the door was open. could see.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. We have got the next game up and coming for you. It is going to be a ZVP between the Barcode player from Team Darkstar and Stun from Love Your Girlfriend.
Yep, it's gonna be pretty cray-cray, Mr. Barcode. As we last saw him, well, last time we saw him previously on Mr. Barcode, he just destroyed the last man that was put in front of him, so I expect sheer destruction to be seen.
Yes, that would be good. To even up the series. Definitely something that Darkstar is looking to achieve. It's always nice to have a bit of an equal step up. You win some, we win some, and then in the end it is decided, because that gives us excitement. Oh yes. We're just getting players both ready.
Yeah.
And then we gonna get into StarCraft.
Yes. Of all the StarCrafts, we're gonna get to this StarCraft.
Yeah.
Speaking of StarCraft, DreamHack is currently on, guys. In case you missed the big thing in the main menu, which says that it's going on.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I really love that Blizzard does that these days.
Oh, yes.
It's a big step
I
up
mean,
from...
Yes, from nothing to something.
Absolutely. It's kind of like Blizzard is saying, yeah, this is actually a part of, you know, what StarCraft is instead of... Well, I mean, that's always been the message they've been sending, that they're really excited about esports. But it's, you know, now that it's in the client, it's actually in StarCraft, it feels like it's legitimate now.
Kind of. It isn't.
Well, it's not like Dota where you can, you know, watch esports in the client.
Yeah, yeah.
But like the esports is at least...
It's a step up, man.
Yeah.
It's a step in the right direction. Hopefully we'll be seeing some continued advancement, and that this won't be it, you know? And maybe even having an in-game browser or something like that where we can actually watch streams or something like that, like with a better bitrate if possible.
That would be amazing.
That would indeed be pretty sick, man.
Well, I mean,
or, you know, something which I'd like to have?
What's that?
It's like a radio feature where I could just play, like, just ladder and, like, listen to DreamHack. Be, like, such a sick feature. But, of course, these are features which aren't necessary to the game itself, but would be really nice, nonetheless.
Yeah. And it seems that Blizzard is paying more attention to the features that are important to the game itself than the experience around the game. Something a lot of other developers are picking up on, and they're gaining headway. Right now, StarCraft's in a pretty good place, considering, but it doesn't have a lot of direct competition. So, you know, who knows what might happen if another player decides to step in and like, hey, we can do RTSs, we can do competitive RTSs.
I think that'd be a good thing.
Yeah, I think
that would
it could
be a
be.
really good thing.
Could be a challenge to Blizzard, because they could be all, yeah, we're going to integrate that esports experience. All right.
Yeah, and we've seen what happens when a Blizzard get freaked out by a challenger. They seem to really up the ante dramatically. Like we saw that with like every World of Warcraft expansion. Initially, usually is really brilliant because there's a direct competitor.
Yeah.
And I'm actually looking forward to the next one because they do have quite a few direct competitors now, with Guild Wars being quite successful.
Yeah, so Project Titan is very, very interesting as a concept, just because there's a lot more that's happened in the MMO space since World of Warcraft came out, and they're gonna have to top something pretty severe. But Blizzard's a company that can totally do that.
Yep, totally.
So let's go into the leader video. In the bottom left corner of Derelict Watcher, it is our Protoss player from Love Your Girlfriend. In the pink trunks, we have Stun.
Yes, and his opponent spawning the top right-hand side from Team Darkstar, Mr. Barcode.
Whose name we may never know.
Yeah, man, it's so very difficult to read this man.
Unless you have a barcode scanner.
Yeah, which every smartphone does have. So
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe not so difficult. Maybe not so unless you're me, who doesn't have a smartphone. So
You has not
Mission.
smartphone.
no, I has not smartphone. That's another story. If we have a little bit of a bit of downtime, I'll explain the reasoning why I don't have a smartphone.
Is it a
But,
conscious choice?
No, it's not my choice.
Okay. That tells
So-
me a lot.
Yes. Bottom left-hand side, we do see that Stun has opted to put the pylon right next to his Nexus. So I just think, Ryder, this is like come at me pylon, you know? Like, bro, do you even lift pylon? Like, I don't care that you're Zerg. I don't care that you have Zerglings. I can wreck you either way.
Yeah, it also says I want to have the aggressive opportunities that this Gateway Expand gives me. It's the Naniwa is also very known for doing this pretty much every single time. Actually, this DreamHack, this is the first time I've seen him go Forge Expand, or at least a
Really?
Quick Nexus in a long time.
Well, that's the thing about Naniwa, man. He always tries to change it up a bit. Doesn't
Yeah.
want to be a one-shot pony because a lot of people will be like, well, I know what you're doing, bro. Like, did you see Lenok play? It was like, oh my god, I think not even Nostradamus could predict what he was up to.
No, it was pretty wild.
Yeah, man. Like, he pretty much copied a play from Cats in Game 2 by,
Oh, yeah.
spoiler alert, getting the natural of
Oh,
his
that was
opponent.
so good. It was
Yeah.
it was the best way to do a proxy hatchery against Terran. It was the very best way.
Yeah, but props to 4GG, man. Like, there was a point when he killed all the roaches, and when he looked like he was actually gonna break it,
Yeah.
and then Lenok's like, nope.
Yeah,
Nope,
it's
nope,
kind of
nope.
too bad in a way because what I really like about 4GG is that his Terran play is just his TVT
Yeah.
is so strong.
So good.
He beat Innovation and he almost beat Tasia.
Dude, anybody can beat Innovation in a TVT. You can beat Innovation in a TVT. Hellbats, man.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I keep
because
forgetting.
because like Innovation's whole game until recently, when the Hellbat change game was all about the Hellbats, right?
Yeah.
In any matchup, that was his crutch unit, where it's like, all right, I'm awesome at microing, awesome at macroing. I can get out a crap ton of Hellbats and just cripple you quite severely. And then I could just switch it up with the other games. But now he can't. He needs to play an almost style every game, and right now he's struggling, Ryder.
Yeah, I guess that shows a little.
Mm-hmm. But again, imagine if they combined like 4GG and Innovation. Oh,
Oh yeah,
that would
because,
be so sick.
yeah, absolutely. Innovation is really good in every other matchup.
Oh yes, yes. Innovation, I still think he's a very, very, very good player. Like, even though Jaedong hasn't won a title, I'd say Jaedong this year is the best player, in the sense that he has gone to the top 2 every time.
Yeah, that's
except
that's
for one
pretty
tournament.
consistent, and
Yeah.
that's not something a lot of other players can match. I mean, if you look at SOS,
Yeah.
yes, he won the WCS Grand Finals, but some
Mm-hmm.
of those games he played yesterday were just so silly. Like he lost,
Yep.
and you were like, "This is the champion. This is the guy who's supposed to be the best StarCraft player in the world right now." It's just weird.
Like, in cricket, there was a comment about this player called Virender Sehwag, right? Now, this guy would play a very unique style, where he just used hand-eye contact to do like ridiculous amounts of damage in cricket as a batsman. So the thing is, half of the time, when he actually gets it right, people would call him a genius because it's like, how can he do this? This was brilliant. If anybody else tried this, they'd be out. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
But
like
the other half of the time, he'd be called an utter idiot because it's like, why would you play a shot like that? It wasn't necessary.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen this game. In one of the games, SOS went for a proxy Oracle against Terran. I'm not sure who his opponent was. And not only did that get scouted, but then the pylon got killed before the Oracle finished, and he placed the second pylon out of range of the Stargate. And then continued because he added another pylon when he figured out it didn't actually power it. So there were 3 pylons, and then the Oracle came in and died.
Yeah, I mean, that, to be honest, that's just one of those things which I feel could happen to anybody. Like, I saw, who was it? I think it was Hiva try a 6 pool, and it failed so miserably that Tastosis, you could tell that they were like, what is this? Like, seriously, are you serious? Because they obviously cast the very top tier StarCraft play. So to see something like that is like, what is this, bro? Seriously, this guy is in the GSL Code S?
Yeah, what is this play even? So, to get back to this game, Stun so far has just been doing the normal macro play, getting a Stalker and the Mothership out in front to put a little pressure on to contain the Barcode player who is only now getting to get his 3rd up.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Stun is going for a Twilight Council. I think he's just going to skip the Robotics support bay.
Yeah, I think so,
Does he even have a Robotics bay to begin with? Like, facility? Oh, he doesn't even have a Robotics facility rider.
No, he doesn't have anything. He's just going to go straight for that gateway composition, and I believe...
Oh.
You're lagging out a little bit. You're getting a little bit more garbly on Skype.
Is it better now?
Not a lot.
Oh. If it continues, I'll just leave the game because I don't want to mess up the players.
Yeah, fair enough. But the Barcode player is going very, very quick. Roach and Hydra Den and Carapace, just Carapace upgrades. So this looks to me like a player who's he's getting his options up, but he's not really committing to one path or another. Of course, Roach speed. He has the Roaches up, so I guess that makes sense. Getting some Hydras as well. But normally it's like either you get an attack upgrade that benefits specifically your units, or you get 2 upgrades. And then one of them
Dark Templar?
What? That's a bit unusual. Dark Templar and Blink and the Robo. Of course, Stun is on 3 bases, so he does have the economic ability to do that. And Barcode is going to apply a little bit of pressure in this position now. But it's not going to do much. This is a very good defensive setup here for Stun, and the Mothership Core alone is enough to ward that away.
Yeah, an Aspire and an Infestation Pit from Mr. Barcode. He's also securing his 4th. I would really super duper like to have a Macro Hatch Rider, because right now, considering his unit composition and what's available, I really think that a Macro Hatch would be very beneficial.
Yeah, I mean also because of how quickly he's going up to the next bases, so he's not really sitting there having the opportunity to produce as much, so his money is a little lower than normally. So you know what he can produce off of the amount of larvae he gets to spend with the money he has. It may give a false illusion that he's hitting a good ratio between how much resources he's getting and how much larvae he needs to spend on units. But he's getting tech really quickly. He's getting bases really quickly, so that skewers it a bit. So I do agree. I think a Macro Hatch is gonna have to be coming out here, or he's gonna have to keep up this pace of going for really quick tech and really quick additional bases, and that is a little bit of a risky play.
Yeah, both of these guys seem to be just chilling and macroing. I mean, the Protoss player getting up his robotics bay at the moment, going to be going into some Colossus play, getting up a couple of DTs, and it looks like he sends them to the north, going to be contesting the 4th base.
Yeah, very, very clever play. Of course, there's already Overseers out for the Barcode player. Stun hasn't seen this northern base, but it's a nice approach regardless. And he's going to spot the base. Just seeing the creep is a pretty good indicator that something's going on. But these
here we go.
Not going to do much. It seems like both players are really respecting the space of the other.
Yeah, I mean they're just teching up right now, just getting into the position that they want to be in. And right now, with the hive completed from Mr. Barcode, he could actually. Oh, I was about to say this. He could actually go for Brood Lords, and right now, Ryder, he's getting that Greater Spire.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very valuable against this composition that is currently mostly... well, actually, there's some Stalkers. There's Blink already. Oh, now...
It's not me! It's not me!
Stun is lagging out a little bit. Oh, over... Changeling getting stuck here. There's a lot of Stalkers here for stun. I'm not actually sure what prompted this. Did he see the Spire? No, he did not.
No, but he already got Blink beforehand, though. So I think he was just going to be going for a Colossus Stalker and utilize aggressive Blinks to try and snipe Corruptors wherever he can.
Ah, yeah. That's probably what's going on here. Incidentally, that's going to give him a pretty good composition against these Broodlords. Now, of course, the Colossus aren't going to do much, but they will contend with this ground army that the Darkstar Barcode has.
I don't know, man. It's all going to come to positioning, and this particular map is excellent for Zerg because it's just the center of this map is just one massive open field, and we all know that Protoss hates these sort of massive openings. Of course, if he fights between the fountain and the big, I'm going to say death pit, maybe? Empty space, which if you falter that, you'll get immediately burnt to a cinder by the engines of this massive floating platform.
Yeah, this is really the position where Protoss can engage best because that's where the force fields have the most use. That's where Zerg doesn't get the wonderful concave that they really need to make their army count. But the Darkstar Barcode is going to sort of sidestep that issue entirely in getting Broodlords.
Yeah, and I just love the creep spread from Mr. Barcode.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, sure, there is a point at the center of the map, but he's already creep spread so far out that Stun is now forced to just venture out this small handful of Stalkers, and I do believe these Stalkers will be intercepted, but oh, he's actually moving back right now.
Yeah, he's not getting too far out.
No, I meant the Zerg player. He isn't going for it.
No, he's not. Well, of course, these Broodlords, that's the big problem about Broodlords. You can't really use them in open spaces as well, because they get picked off a lot easier. You want to kind of have them near the edges, you want to have them over spaces like this, so you can, the units can't get done on them, essentially. And of course, this Roach Hydra army is going to help deny the units that actually blink up, so the Stalkers, because that's the only units that have blink, doing a lot of damage to anything that gets too close too quickly. But it doesn't mean he still can't take a lot of damage if he's in these big open spaces.
Gotta say, I love the utilization of all these changelings, man. He's constantly keeping the energy on those Overseers low, just in case there are some High Templar that could potentially feedback them. And oh, here comes the siege! I need that epic zoom out, Ryder.
Absolutely, this is the engagement is starting. The Barcode player is doing a lot of good damage. The Broodlords are raining down death from beyond, and he's keeping the Roach Hydra alive very, very well, driving Stun all the way back into his natural base.
Oh man, right now that third base is so unbelievably vulnerable, but meanwhile, in the north side of this map, we do have a warpen of 3 Zealots.
Yeah, it's going to do a nice bit of harassment. Of course, there's a ton of spines already here. Darkstar Barcode knows what's up, knows what Protoss's asset is. Oh, Colossus walks out!
Oh, corruption goes down on everything, and now... The thing is, only now the Stargate has gone down, so it's going to be a while before the Fleet Beacon will be out on the field so that the Protoss player can effectively deal with the Broodlords via the Tempests.
Yeah, this is a really good position for the Darkstar player who has exactly the kind of units that Stun can't really deal with right now.
In the domain of Mr. Barcode, there is indeed a warpin by Stun. He's trying to buy time, but there's just so many spine crawlers. Barcode knows what's up, man.
Yeah, he's basically bringing back Wings of Liberty right now. He's got the Broodlords, he's got the static defenses to support that, but he's not having the static defenses at the front, unlike Wings of Liberty, and there's just nothing left. And Stun has to tap out. GG.
Yeah, throwing on the Korean characters. You know, Ryder, I've heard that Love Your Girlfriend actually has a few Korean players, and this could possibly have been one of them.
Oh, yes, it could have been. But he's been demolished by the Darkstar player, who I believe may not be a Korean. Or I completely misheard what you just said. That's also a possibility. Either way, that was a good game. Both players giving each other very, very large amounts of space. in the mid game, and it was, you know, the Zerg player who was eventually just fed up with it, decided to get Brute Lords, and there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually surprised that the Protoss player didn't know that the Broodlords were coming, because if I'm not mistaken, he continuously did scout via the Phoenixes, and normally with that much scouting information, you'd be equipped with whatever you need necessary. And this is like a thing. You can't necessarily leave either races alone at this particular point in Heart of the Swarm, because they can both be so potentially dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was just the Darkstar playing getting the better composition. He had seen a lot of what his opponent had because of all those changelings that you mentioned. He knew exactly what he was going for, and basically he got to cherry pick the composition that he really would have liked to have, finding that, and it was perfect. And that was just not what Stun had. Stun didn't move out, aside from that early Stalker and the early Mothership, and maybe those 4 Stalkers picking off a little bit of creep. He had nothing on the map. He did scout around, so he did see the structures going down, but he wasn't really setting up for all of the army that Darkstar was making. And that's the thing about a Zerg player in particular. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get a gauge on them just because they can produce so much so quickly.
Yeah, especially if you give them that much space. Like, normally well, I guess this is a perfect example of why Protosses harass Zerg so much right now.
Oh, yeah.
We do see those timing attacks. You get the 5-minute timing. You get other sorts of timings, which are either to kill a turret or force army units to be made instead of workers.
Mm-hmm.
So all that being said, Stun was having a lot of lag. So props to him for at least, surviving so long and giving Mr. Barcode a nice go.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool game from both players. And that brings the score between Love Your Girlfriend and Darkstar to 1-1. So we are both equal, and we're going to see how that is going to be affected in the next game. So we're going to go to a quick little break.
And before we do that, big shout outs to Zwig, who's currently at DreamHack, high-fiving everybody and hugging some epic people.
Yeah, absolutely. Like TLO, I know he got an interview with the other day, and SC2 Wolf from SCV Rush. Lots of cool people. So big shout out to him indeed. And then,
and also I think he interviewed Nathanias as well.
Oh, did he now? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yes, indeed. And I think with that, we should go to that break.
Absolutely.
Bro.
We'll be playing some cool tunes. You guys go anywhere. We've got plenty more where that came from. See you in just a little bit. Yes, we are back in this. We have the next game already ready for all of you. And yeah, I got confused because everybody's talking to me, Mish. Everybody's speaking and saying things, and excitement is happening.
Yes, indeed. And I'm getting hit on in the chat right now. Everybody's saying how I look really, really dashing in that picture.
You do. I have to admit. Every time I look over to my preview window, it's like, Mish. But that's fine.
Whoa, it's getting hot in here, man.
Isn't it just?
Yeah,
I might just have to get rid of this sweater in a bit.
Dude, your stash is looking really, really sexy, by the way.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Oh, you got a Motorhead thing kind of going on.
Yeah, it's actually a full beer thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm blonde, so it's like, yeah, you're on a webcam and you're blonde and you have a beard and like nobody sees it. So let's get into the game.
Right-hand side, we have the Zerg player sporting the green trunks, playing for Team Darkstar, Dax.
And 12 o'clock position, we have his opponent, also a Zerg player, from Team Love Your Girlfriend. It is their Barcode player, Barcode.
The anti-Barcode, man. Our Barcode's name... Oh, he sounds fun.
Excellent.
So, his Barcode name does definitely sound fun.
Yeah.
So, oh my god. oh, Lampan. What is this? I'll get back to that in a second. Wolfman has left the game because that's what Wolfman does, man. He leaves games left, right, and center. Looks like the Overlords are about to high-five each other at the center of this map. I think this is one of the maps that's pretty symmetrical in the sense that one player spawns exactly at 12 o'clock and the other one spawns exactly at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing that isn't perfectly symmetrical about this map is, I think, the naturals. There's a minor difference there in how much space you have, but that's about it. So
yeah,
it's again, it's one of those post Wings of Liberty maps where everything is actually fair for both players.
I like this map. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, was this a Blizzard map or was this a Team Liquid man-made map?
I'm not sure. I believe it is one of the map contest maps.
Are you sure? Because I know that Yonsu and Frost were map contest maps for sure.
Oh. Well, I'm not sure, no, but I do believe it might be.
Well, while we're doing that, we do have a very early gas from Lover Girlfriend Sound Fun, and that was followed by a pool, so I just feel he will be trying to put on some aggression. His opponent, though, has gotten up as... Well, actually, no, Love Your Girlfriend did go for... Was the hatchery first, or was the gas first?
Love Your Girlfriend's Sounds Fun went for a hatch, gas,
okay,
pool.
Into gas, into pool.
The greediest opener you can actually do as a Zerg in ZVZ.
Yes, his opponent, I think, went for pool first, into the hatch, and then extractor. Not mistaken.
Yep, so both players will end up in roughly the same place. But Sounds Fun actually has the opportunity to do a few aggressive plays that you otherwise don't get to do. And conversely, he has the opportunity to get a lot of friggin' drones really quickly. Maybe a little bit more quickly than normally you get to do. But of course, that isn't going to mean much if he feels he has to respond to any sort of an aggression from Dax.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I'm just trying to look up this particular map and see whether it was by Agnes from Team Crux. Alright. They don't really say over here. Like, I'm looking through it. I can't find a definitive answer. But do you have some aggression coming in? Actually, no. Like, very little aggression coming in. Just a scout, more like it, from Dax to see what's up.
Yeah, just checking it out. Sees everything. Sees the gas. The gas is still being mimed by 3 workers, despite the fact that he has the speed already. Baneling Nest coming down. Baneling Nest coming down at the exact same time for Dax, knows the timings of this very, very well, meaning that both players will have speed at the same time, and both players will have Baneling tech at the same time.
Alright, I just confirmed it. It isn't from the Team Liquid map making contest. It was a map created by East Windy for WCS Career GSL.
Ah.
And the GSL maps have always been really, really good. If I'm not mistaken, Whirlwind was a GSL map.
It was.
Daybreak, I think, was a GSL map, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
that's actually true.
And I still remember the Kippa map. Oh god, what was its name? I was actually really good on that. That ice map.
I'm not sure which map you mean, but I do know that we have a lot of Zerglings
that's
coming out from
aggression.
both players. Both players looking to get a little bit aggressive here. Doc's realizing he's going to be a little bit defensive because Love Your Girlfriend's Sounds Fun Zerglings were out on the map a little bit sooner. Oh, good detonation there.
Massive detonation. He's still got 1 or 2 Banelings left, but it's bought enough time, though, for the Banelings of Dax to be completed. Needs to micro his heart out, but there are a couple of Zerglings which are just making their way to Sounds Fun's base.
Yeah, they're just getting the run around, seeing all the things that's up. It's not really enough to do a lot of damage with.
We'll see the lair, though, so that'll tell them that the transition is on the way, that it's not just going to be continued pressure at the moment.
Yeah, and the lack of any sort of evolution chamber or roach warns suggests, along with the fact that there's 4 gases coming up, that this will just be a Mutalisk play coming out from Sounds Fun.
And that definitely sounds fun. This Baneling is trying to make get its way to the party. Does get a decent detonation, not a massive one. And I do have to say that Sounds Fun's control is really, really good.
Yeah, both of their controls are actually very, very good. Now, Doc's also getting up 4 gases, is going to be setting up for, I think, is what is going to be pretty much the same thing that Sounds Fun is going for. But Sounds Fun currently does have the map control, meaning he gets to dominate a little bit more about where everything is going.
That was an even trade, though, but it's
this is not at all!
There. Whoa!
Good detonations there from Dox,
there?
who immediately goes on the counteroffensive with his ownlings.
Well, I think that Sounds Fun may have been looking somewhere else, where maybe putting down that hatchery and didn't notice that he was running a lot of Zerglings to their doom. 14 Banelings, Ryder.
That's a lot of Banelings. He does not actually know about the 3rd going down just yet. I think if he knew, he would just attack that. But he's going to go for the big busts. He knows that his lair tech is behind. He's actually not getting the Spire himself, even though his lair is done. And he's just going to go for the full-out aggression right now.
Yeah, man, and does intercept. A lot of Banelings do get intercepted, but he's rolling on in. May end up sniping the Baneling nest. No, goes forward. Massive Baneling hit over there. But a lot of these Banelings are nearly morphed in, Ryder.
Yeah, there's still more to come, but there's a lot of Zerglings out here for Dox already doing a lot of damage to the drones. Dox is, Love Your Girlfriend Sounds Fun, is trying to get some good detonations off, and he gets a few.
Yeah, but that was really close. But the reinforcements have arrived, and I think this aggression has been stopped for the time being.
Yeah, it's sort of petered out more than it has stopped, but it did kill a lot of drones. If we look at the drones lost, there's 9 drones killed for Dox, none for Sounds Fun, just because he didn't get there in time. But Sounds Fun does have the 3rd up,
counterattack,
and he is getting the Mutalisk. Well, he has the Spire up. He's just not making them yet.
Yeah, because he wants to try and make something happen. He's going to try and cancel this 3rd. It's definitely going to be canceled. No way of saving that. Oh, actually doesn't even manage to cancel it.
Oh, that's a big loss for Dox there.
Yeah, may even end up losing. Actually, no. Dax will. Oh, he's going to lose the Queen as well. That's never going to be fun.
No, it is
not.
not.
Zerglings. Whoa.
In the meantime, Love Your Girlfriend Sounds Fun. He has his 3rd up. He has Mutalisks coming out. He doesn't have the +1 started for the air just yet, but he's in a dominating position. I think he's got some Banelings wobbling. Even might do a lot of damage with that as well.
You know, if I was in Sounds Fun's position, I would just invest in centrifugal hooks right now because he's sticking.
The Banelings get so many drones!
Massive hits. Massive Baneling hits. They're so very weak right now, and here come the Mutalisks, and I think this could possibly be the death knell.
There's no spores, and there's the GG. Love Your Girlfriend Sounds Fun takes it with a decisive victory.
Wow, that was really, really strong Baneling play.
Yes.
And coming back from losing all of those Zerglings early on to winning the game outright, this was really, really well played from Sounds Fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very decisive victory there. I think he just had a little bit better control, and of course he got his Spire up a lot sooner. Dox went for the counterattack with the lot of Banelings and Zerglings, and I just don't think it was worth it in the end. He just sacrificed a lot of resources, delayed his tech. Spire was just, and Mutas were just so far behind at that point. And it didn't. He didn't get nearly the amount of kills he would have needed to get to for that to be worth it. And I think
Yes,
that's one of the big factors I think that got Sounds Fun in the lead, and then crushing in the end.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was just end of the day. It was really fun to watch, and yeah.
It did not only
Props
sound
to him.
fun, it looked fun
Yep.
too.
Yes, props to Dax as well. I mean, he did do a great job. He did get some really good bailing hits, but yeah, at the end of the day, Sounds Fun takes the victory for Love Your Girlfriend, and currently, I think the score is 2-1, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. It is 2-1 in favor of Love Your Girlfriend. 2 more games to go. If Love Your Girlfriend wins that, if
Like
Love
the
Your
next
Girlfriend
two
wins the
games,
next 2
or-
games, they've won. They've definitively won. So
Okay.
Darkstar needs to prevent that from happening.
But what if like Darkstar wins one and then Love Your Girlfriend wins the other?
Then Love Your Girlfriend have played the series. The series is officially to 5 games, and
Yep.
if Love Your Girlfriend is ahead at the end of that series, they win. They win outright. However, if Darkstar is ahead in that situation, then it becomes a tie for the score, so they will play the tiebreaker.
So basically, if Darkstar win one game and Love Your Girlfriend win the other, then Love Your Girlfriend take the
Yes.
win regardless.
Because
So
then,
Darkstar,
then the best of 5 has been resolved.
yes. And if Darkstar win the next 2 games, you go to the tiebreaker. And is it going to be a tiebreaker game or a tiebreaker series?
I believe it is a tiebreaker game. 1 game to take them all.
Whoa, man! You know what'd be awesome if they have like a really small map where both players' bases are in the same base. You could just like
That'd be so cool.
rush.
It's like the
Oh,
knife
that'd
fight
be
game.
epic. Dude, they'd have to have the Star Trek music, you know, the da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh man, that would be a real test of Micro in my opinion.
Yes, it
Micro
would be.
decision making. Yes, we gotta make it happen, man.
Yeah, it actually okay. How about this? How about a game where the map is essentially just a main and a natural, but they're both on the low ground, and each player spawns in one of them.
Yeah. It's pretty sick. Or why not just play Desert Strike? That way we can have a 3-on-3.
Yeah,
That'd
actually,
be pretty
why not?
sick though. Like that would be really, really good.
I would
Because the
love
current Desert Strike is actually really smartly made.
Yeah, it is. There's actually a lot of strategy going into that for like some of the arcade games. I feel are just sort of like, oh, let's just have magical stuff happen a lot. And Desert Strike, it seems to be like, okay, well, yeah, it's a bit magical, but it's just a StarCraft units moving across the map, and there's a lot of things that go into it. There's a lot of thought that goes into
And
it.
it's usually that guy, like if you're in a party of 2, it's usually that one guy which costs you the game.
Oh, that guy. I really don't like that guy. I really
Yep.
want to punch that guy every time he joins it. It's like, no. Like, Mass Hellion is great versus Marauders. Believe
Yep.
me. I've done
Yeah,
this.
man.
And you're like,
These roaches are so going to die versus these hellions, man.
yeah, it's... Yeah, because the Hellions have splash damage, and that's really good. So that's why you kind of want to play with pre-made 3s.
Yep. And you want to go for like what units are really good in that mode? Like I think Ultralists are really good because units don't kite. And
Yeah. Basically, Zealots are very, very good because
Yes.
you don't have the advantage that ranged units give you.
Yep.
And
Zealots are really
Colossus.
good. I'm assuming carriers would be really good in that situation.
Yeah, but Tempests are even better because Tempest, they stay so far in the back that because
Oh,
the units,
right.
both forces are moving across the map essentially. So the Tempests just stay at the back and they die last.
Yeah, same with Swarm Hosts as well. And what else is there that's really good? Broodlords, I suppose. But
Yeah.
Broodlords aren't too far at the back, though.
No, they're a little bit more halfway into the army. You need something on the ground to help.
Yep. Infestors are really good. Like once you disable their automatic spam of infested turns, like, hey guys, infested turns are still OP.
They're not. They really aren't. All right.
Yes.
And we have Prospect versus Winter, a ZVZ again.
Wow, this chat on Twitch just got pretty cray, man.
Oh, what, really?
Yeah, man. It's like they're searching for me on Google, man. That's when you know that things are getting serious.
Oh, crap, man. They're gonna find those pictures. And that video.
Yeah, man. Yes, my Nan and cat video. Yep, where I was just sitting in my bed, camera was on top, and it was like all green, so that it got edited, and I was like flying through space. It was pretty epic.
Excellent.
Yep, and hopefully they won't find your pictures, man, like the one which you did where Epic Sax guy for 10 hours.
Wait, what? I thought we weren't talking about that anymore.
Well, we always talk about that, Ryder, but I think we should talk about that later video.
Yes. In the top left corner of Star Station, we have our Blue Zerg player from Team Darkstar. He has been at DreamHack Summer, where he has a pretty reputable... He did pretty well, okay? It is Darkstar's Prospect.
Yes, and his opponent from Team Love Your Girlfriend. He's coming, man. Winter.
So... I love that both players have chosen colors which are almost identical. That's going to make casting this so much fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be so easy to tell what's what, right? But yeah. You're a DreamHack. Oh, he is currently a DreamHack as well. That's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, I mean, part of DreamHack is happening right here, folks. You heard it there
Like, I
first.
remember laddering once, and like, this guy was asking me that, hey, are you a DreamHack? Because I saw your clan there, and I'm like, oh, sadly, I wasn't. Oh, I can see your screen from here. Oh, they're all a DreamHack. What?
Oh.
Nice banter. Nice banter.
We have the DreamHack series that nobody knew would be
Yes,
a DreamHack.
man. On our stream, man. Although, the DreamHack boss is pretty awesome, man. Ralba Olin, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, is he?
Yeah, I think I know he's awesome, but I'm just confirming his name. Anyway, he is DH boss, man. He's so sick.
Wow.
Such a nice guy. And, okay, both players are going for the pool first. Going to be playing this fairly safe. This is a bit surprising from Prospect in particular, because I've seen him in this particular matchup always go for a hatch first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're playing a team league, you want to be absolutely sure that something like a 6 pool doesn't kill you, and you can hold these early aggressions off from getting the hatch in the pool, but it's just a little bit more difficult. And actually, Prospect might be looking to do something aggressive himself, in which case, the pool first would make sense.
Yes, indeed. But so far, I think it's just for that safety net. No extractors from either players, but it looks like Winter is going to make the first move and going to say hello with a pair of Zerglings.
Is that
What happened? Yeah?
where are they?
They are currently being made.
Oh, right, because I'm an idiot.
You were like looking for them, weren't you?
Yeah, I was like looking at the map. Okay, which is the purple dot that's moving really quickly? I can't see.
Well,
Maybe it's a blue dot.
Now they're moving. I'm not gonna where?
Wonderful,
But-
wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, these are the blue dots. The purple dots are already nearly halfway across the map.
Oh yeah, I see. I see the purple dots.
You freaked me out there because I thought I got like disconnected from the game. or
No, I was just
Oh,
stunned in
okay.
silence because apparently
Production
I am an
tab
idiot.
is your best friend, my friend. And it looks
Yes,
like
it
both
is.
of these players are going to get a nice scout off with their Zerglings.
Yeah, just gonna confirm that their opponents are indeed not being absolutely insane. Oh, Zerglings are gonna try to stop this queen from taking out an overlord.
First time I've seen drones being rallied to her aid. And it looks like, this queen has taken so much damage. And now she turns around. But it's just all to try to buy time for these overlords. And he may actually get another overlord, which seemed to wander a bit too far.
Yeah, Prospect's been getting a little bit antsy about his overlords, or a little bit cocky with his overlord positioning, thinking, oh, I can just totally put them out here. But that of course
Yeah.
means that there's no larva inject just yet for Winter, meaning he has a little
but-
bit less production.
At this particular point, I think it's kind of... I'm not going to say it's like, alright, this is perfectly fine, but for what he's trying to do, this might be good, because it's forcing out an earlier overlord from Prospect. Like, sure, he'd be getting one overlord just to make sure he's not supply cap, but he needs to get two overlords, and oh my goodness, another overlord may be taken out! This is horrible for Prospect right now.
Yeah, Winter is doing a really good job at denying these, but there's still two queens at each, a queen at each hatch. He just has two additional queens for the creep spreadings for the quick third, I imagine. That's generally what this indicates. Evolution Jamer, Roach Warden. Yep.
Yep, no Baneling Nest from Winter, so he's, well, actually from both players, if I am not mistaken. Yep, no, there are no Banelings to be had this game.
No, very, very quick third from Prospect as well. A quick double gas. So this is going to be one of those Roach games. And I really like those. I think those are a lot of fun. They're
Yeah, man, because we rarely see them these days. We usually just see, like, it's just like a crazy amount of explosions that lead into roaches.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Michael Bay film. But,
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah, but it's like, how many Michael Bay films can we watch, man?
Yes, and it's never going to be enough to match the explosive energy of these players in this game. Now, one thing that I really like about the Roaches, as opposed to the Mutas, is that it's a lot less of a volatile play.
Yeah.
It's not like, well, you have 2 more Mutas, so you win the game.
Or that extra volley.
Yeah. Or you have the Overlords with it, which actually don't work apparently in StarCraft 2.
Seriously?
Yeah, because Overlords aren't attacking units, so the Glaives will not bounce onto them.
Really? Even the Glaives, like, only attack attacking units? Seriously?
Yeah, apparently. Apparently Glaives are like any attacking unit. Priority first.
Oh, but, like, what about Zerglings?
Yeah, Zerglings, because they're attacking units, they will bounce
Oh,
onto
okay.
Zerglings.
Okay, I see what you mean there. So it's probably smart to just bring your ground army underneath the Mutalisks so that some of the Glaives can actually just bounce on out and avoid some of your more important Mutalisks. And I gotta say, this game is very, like, one of those rare games which you see where both players aren't super aggressive.
Yeah, very interesting though. Prospect going for the +1 melee.
Oh, never mind. False alarm, that was an Overseer that got sniped. I was like, whoa, is there an attack in the main? And right now, Prospect sees this handful of roaches, knows that there's a third, tries to push out right now. And I think, yes, he'll be wobbling back home because he knows that at the moment, he doesn't necessarily have what he needs on the ground right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a difficult position for him because he did commit, the Baneling, the melee Spire going down for Prospect anyways. I think he can probably take that. The map is big, so having a lot more mobility can be an asset, absolutely. But yeah, he can't actually get that much done. He was hoping his opponent would follow the same tech path, and there he would have been in a good position, but he didn't.
And the timing is about to hit from Winter. He's got Glowry Constitution out. He's slowly starting to push across the field with his forces, getting up even more roaches. And right now is a scary time for Prospect because this is where he's super vulnerable. And this one queen wanders across the map. She was trying to defect to the purple Zerg, saying that winter is coming. I want to be on the other side where it's warmer. And here we go. The siege at the third begins, Ryder.
Yeah, I think this third is going to fall very, very quickly. There's a lot of Zerglings here, though, and with a few good Bane connections, you only connect them on a pocket of the roaches, not really getting the most out of the splash damage. Prospect is in a tough spot. He's going to have to defend this with just Zerglings, and there's a lot of roaches here for Winter, who is actually killing off everything, and that's a GG. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the vulnerabilities of going for Mutalisk play before having an idea about what your opponent is doing. And I think to some extent, Prospect was psyched out by the third. He thought that his opponent was just going to continue to macro, but Winter, playing it super smart, just was like, you know what? Boom, shakalaka.
Yeah, absolutely. With a very decisive timing off of 3 bases, interestingly enough. Generally, you see that there's a little bit more hesitation to take a third, but not
And
now.
also on a side note, he did have +1 attack, so he was killing Zerglings twice as fast, with only 2 hits needed as opposed to 3.
And he had the +1 carapace as well, so the Zerglings were
yes.
even less effective than they would have been otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Really
just
well played.
Yeah, it's a tough loss for Prospect, but a great win by Winter.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Only 1 game left, but I do think that at the moment, is it me or does Love Your Girlfriend have technically won?
Yeah, it would seem that to be the case, which was I'm not sure if that's how they. I'm kind of wanting it not to be that way because then we get to be.
Yeah, we wanted to go all the way, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to have it come down to the last game, and if it is true what I've been saying so far, and that's why I've been saying it because I think it's true. then it does mean that Love Your Girlfriend will be the winners, regardless of the next match.
Yes, let's just hope that your information is faulty and that we get another game, man, because I wish this was DJ Wheat's stream, man, because I just want one more game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to get at least one more game, regardless of how I believe things to be the case. But the question is, will we get 2 more games?
Ooh, 2 more?
That'll be good.
Let's just go for 3 more, man. Let's just...
That's crazy, man. All right, let's go to a quick break while we figure all this out, and we will be right back after some amazing music. Don't go anywhere. This is the Top Dog EU Finals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going into the last game of the evening. We have Dark Stars Multi versus Love Your Girlfriend's Lisandro in a PvP to close us out for the evening. Mish, are you excited?
I am super excited, man. It's been a while since I've actually casted a PvP, though, Ryder.
Yeah, we don't seem to get those very much in the SAV rush.
Yeah, I mean, there was one point where we'd have so many PvPs, but then there came a point where it's like, oh, it's a PvP. This is interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of
So-
funny how that goes.
Hit us up with that leader video.
Oh, yeah. In the bottom left corner of Yonsu, we have from Team Love Your Girlfriend, our purple Protoss player, who is precisely, perfectly Pete. It is Lysandro.
Lysandro. Lisa Sandro. Top right hand side, we have Team Darkstar's very own Multi. Gotta say, man, this is arguably the sexiest suite ever.
Is that so?
Yes. And I know that genetically speaking, Swedish people are always sexy.
Well,
This guy, he's max material, man.
oh wow, that's quite
Yeah,
something.
man.
I was gonna say because I know a lot of sexy Swedes, so
Exactly, right? So for me to say that this is the sexiest of all suites, like the King Swede, it's a big deal. Man. It's a very big deal. Speaking of which, does Sweden have a monarchy, or is that like they don't have any monarchy? Because I know the Netherlands technically still does have monarchy.
yeah, even though they don't really have any real
Exactly.
power.
It's like the English monarchy in terms of it's just there, but it doesn't have any actual power.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a good question. A question that I don't really have an answer to.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. They're playing for the fans right now, so... Multi, a king among men, Lysandro. No slouch. Actually, spoiler alert, this is Lisa from The Simpsons, so you know that things are about to get very real, Ryder.
Oh yeah, I mean Lisa knows how to play StarCraft. It's just
Yeah,
like playing a saxophone. Except there's
More multitasking.
There's more multitasking.
Yeah, man, but how can you compete with a man known for his multitasking to the point that he is called Multi? Both of these guys are actually doing the exact same build right now, so I'm really looking forward to see where the deviation will happen.
Well, the deviation so far is only in timing. Lysandro seems to be just a few seconds behind on what Multi is doing at all times, which, you know, you could say that's definitely an advantage, but once unit control comes into the picture, that tends to change very, very rapidly.
Yes, indeed, and this is really interesting. I didn't know we actually had options in the message log to mute players. This is really different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can even report you if I wanted to. What the hell?
Wait, what, on Twitch?
No, it's like if you press... Wait, one sec. It is F11. Right below in Manage Communication.
Oh, yeah.
I never noticed this before.
Well, that's good
This
to
is
know.
really cool. Yeah, really cool. And right now, we do have the Mothership Core coming out for Lysandro. His opponent Multi has yet to make a Mothership Core, so I think Multi's just going to go for his tried and true Stargate play.
Yeah, very well could we, after, of course, the typical three Stalker opener. We've actually seen him do in other games as well. I think that's actually something he played last week as well.
Yeah, it's like he does this every time, man. This is his standard play, is going for Air Toss, because he loves using Oracles, he loves using Phoenixes.
And there's the Twilight Council coming out from Lysandro, meaning he has the option to go for the DTs, for the Blink. He doesn't actually have a lot of gateways up just yet, just putting down number 2 and 3.
I think we might actually see VTs, man, because, yep, there we go.
That is the Darakushirainu. I was gonna say there's not actually any Stalkers out on the map, and generally if you want to go for Blink, having some Stalkers with which for which to get Blink is pretty good, and one is just not a lot.
Yeah, especially when you get the gateways before you get the Twilight Council, or there and thereabouts, so that you can just start churning out a few Stalkers, then throughout the Twilight Council and get the Blink. And right now, from Multi, I'm curious, he's going for a robotics facility?
Yeah, just a little bit of Stalker pressure. The robotics facility is probably just a follow-up. and to get himself safe
He can actually
against...
kill his opponent.
Oh yeah, there's actually not a lot of stuff here, and the Dark Shrine is still a ways off. Photon Overcharge does go down for Lissandro. Is going to push these units back for just a little bit.
Oh, so sick. He sniped all of the Stalkers. He sniped that one probe which tried to run away. And it looks like he's just trying to see if he can poke in, but at the moment, the Mothership Core is overcharged and the Nexus keeps him at bay. But I think he knows. He's getting out. He already got an observer. He knows what's up. But there is a pylon here, Rider, at Multi's natural.
Yeah, Lissandro is just checking around. 2 Stalkers for Multi in the main, probably to defend against the Oracle that he didn't see and wasn't able to conclude was definitely not there. So, you know, it might have come. DT is now being warped in, one at a time. And Multi sees the pylon. Gonna go for that. DT is gonna start whacking away at these Stalkers.
Where's the Overseer? The Overseer is in the main, and it looks like Lissandro is currently supply blocked, and it looks like I think Multi is set to win this game.
Multi is in a fantastic position. He held off the DT harassment with very minimal losses. You got to pick off a lot of Stalkers in the early stages. He's confidently taken a Nexus. Now, sometimes...
but his opponent has secured his own Nexus, and I'm not sure why Multi isn't just trying to end the game right now.
Well, you want to give your opponent credit. Multi knows he's in a good position, but he also knows that if Lissandro does another warp in of a DT, and you know his army isn't present, he's going to have to recall to defend, or you know worse, not defend at all, and that's going to get him in a very awkward spot.
Like how I would do it is have like one observer at home, one observer with your army, go all in terms of army units, and just keep the Mothership Core back at home and utilize overcharge.
That could be a good play. I think Multi just really likes his the style that he's going for right now. Probably feeling very confident in that, and just really wants to stick to what he knows. That tends to be the reason players don't go for these these opportunities. As you illustrate, Multi could go for an aggressive play. He could do a lot of damage with it, but you know I don't imagine he does that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and also the way Artosis says, when you're ahead, get more ahead.
Yeah.
Even utilize the chests as well.
Absolutely.
As he was actually coded in a chest manual for saying that. And looks like we got Blink on the way from Lissandro. He's still quite far behind in terms of supply, but he's being allowed back into this game, and he's doing his best a job as he can to do so. Already getting up his Nexus a little bit earlier than Multi. Multi, though, going for the +1. He does have Immortals, so a really great answer to what's coming up from Lissandro.
Yeah, absolutely. He's actually sort of forcing Lissandro, who is going for the blink. Now, in his position, I think I might have actually preferred if he got charge, and then just go for the charge lot Archon mix and try to hit a timing, because he's seen the, or at least he's seen the observer. I'm not sure if he saw the robo. Yeah, he did. And the really big weakness that you have if you go for an immortal-centric composition is, charge lots, because they deal very well with the Immortals themselves, and you tend to rely a little bit more on the Immortals as a crutch.
Yep. And also, a lot of the times I've noticed that Immortals tend to shoot at the Zealots, even if they're not directly getting attacked by the Zealots.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of firepower that could be going to other Immortals, or to even to the more crucial Stalkers.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's definitely opportunity there. Lissandro did not decide to go for that, though. With the blink now getting a lot more Stalkers up, and the one Archon to help mitigate Zealot numbers.
Oh, Colossus on the way for Multi. And also on a side note, apparently Sweden does have a monarchy.
Oh.
And it's the same as the Netherlands monarchy, as in they don't have any real power. They're just there for their aesthetic value.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
It looks like right now Lissandro wants to be aggressive. He does have the Warp Prism, which can give him high ground vision so that he can warp in those crucial Stalkers. And he can also ferry in the Immortals if he wants to.
Right now going to ferry in a DT. Oh, Stalkers get a whiff of it, though. Lissandro has to unload, and he does, but he is going to lose the Warp Prism. There's detection here. DT falls.
Oh.
And I think Lissandro got a whiff of that Colossus, meaning that this is the do or die go time. If he does not go now, he could be in a lot of trouble. Good blink up there.
Oh, he's gone in. He's gone quite deep. He's already taken apart a couple of the Stalkers of Multi, and now he will have to evacuate. Loses one Stalker in the process, but no real damage done by either player so far.
Yeah, Lizandro has just, or Multi has just such a strong composition against the Blinkstalker army. He's got 4 Immortals, he's got a Colossus, he's got a few Zealots with that to help confuse the AI and, you know, really get into his opponent's face. This aggression by Lizandro is just going to be so difficult. Oh, nice blink up, tries to go for the Colossus. Does he get it? He does pick up the first one, a second one joins the fray.
Oh, and as I said, these Immortals, they're shooting Zealots. And now they're finally targeting the more important units. And I think this will be all she wrote, Ryder.
Yeah, 4 Immortals just isn't something you can contend with just Stalkers. There's the GG. Darkstar's Multi takes it to get a 3-2, but that does still mean that today in the Top Dog EU League, Love Your Girlfriend has won by a sheer 2-point difference. It was really just 2 points in the eventual standings, meaning that they get the win. Darkstar only barely didn't get it. Still excellent play by both sides.
Yeah, really, really top play. I mean, you could tell these two teams are clearly the top 2 best teams in this league. Not gonna like disrespect any of the other teams, but to come this far and for there only to be this much of a small difference, it's been an amazing season so far, Ryder.
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. Very, very glad to have been here with you to cast this. Unfortunately, we have heard that the Top Dog EU League will not return shortly, so it'll take a break until the things are getting sorted. Perhaps we will get invited back one day. Perhaps we will get to see this happen again.
Yeah, but while one door closes, another one has opened. We both have currently joined Poison TV, so hoping to get some of the casts in the future. Poison TV, very, very, very good up-and-coming Twitch channel, which does cast the likes of Go4 SC2, among other leagues as well.
Yeah, and I hear they have good ties with ESL as well, so any ESL tournaments might be casted through that, so keep your eyes on that. Keep your eyes on on the social media.
Twitters,
yes, the Twitters. You can follow this guy at the Mish King.
And you can follow that guy at Ryder Rock On.
Oh yeah, we'll be tweeting when we go live, so you can keep tabs. For now, though, we are going to say goodbye. The Top Dog NA League will continue, so all is not lost yet, and I hear there's more to come from Thunderdog. So it has been a pleasure, Mish King, to cast this with you. It's been an honor to cast this for Thunderdog. I want to say thanks to everybody who made this possible. I want to say thanks to the viewers. You guys have made this, and the teams as well.
Yeah,
been amazing.
Yes, man. It's just it takes more than 2 to tango in this particular situation. We all came together and we all had a really great time, and hopefully we'll have a really great time again soon. But for now, this is the end.
Yes. So again, thanks to everyone for tuning in, for joining in, for helping out. I have been Ryder. He has been the Mish King, and we will say our goodbyes now. Until the next time. Bye bye.